It's pretty bad, but it's not as bad as it looks. I had to tap out and get on hospice care. So they gave me some oxygen machine and tanks. So when I'm having trouble breathing, I can have that. It's not all the time, but every once in a while I have these spells. I use the oxygen all the time, just because it makes me feel good. But yeah, they got me on pain medication. I needed it. I got driven into the emergency room 5 months ago with headaches so bad that I needed pain medication, and they knew they dug their heels in and wouldn't give it to me. So I was kept looking for somebody that would give me medicine for the pain, and the only pain specialist that would take my insurance in the area was not in the area. He was like 300 miles away. So I had to call hospice because they were all over it. There's all kinds of hospice that took my insurance. Took them a little bit to get it dialed in. They started me on the weakest stuff, and I'm like, that ain't doing it. Up the ante a little bit, and I'm like, that ain't cutting it either. And finally, now they have me on 40 milligrams a day. It's 10 milligrams of hydrocodone, 4 times a day, and 15 milligrams of morphine twice a day, every 12 hours. And I can handle it. It's my discomfort's bearable now. The only problem is the side effects. Opioid constipation. I was having problems with something called opioid-induced esophageal dysmotility. It's a mouthful, I know, but I was basically choking on my food. So I wasn't eating. I lost a gang of weight. And on top of that, I'm not used to taking opioids. So I'd take a dose and it's like, I was floating away like I'm in an opium den or something, I was just laying there nodding out, basically. So I haven't been working out. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't working out. I'm starting to get a handle on it. There's medication that I can take to deal with the constipation, and I just have to be careful eating. Small bites, chew it well, and then wash it down with something, and I don't choke on my food. And but I lost a gang of weight. I got down to 120 pounds. I've gained about 7 of that back, so that's a good sign that I can still gain weight. But I'm in terrible, terrible conditioning. I ride my bike down to the store a mile, and it's like, I don't know if that's a permanent thing. My point is I'm going to start working out again. I think I can get motivated enough to start working out again and training and see if I can get in good shape. Because I kind of like to go on at least one last adventure. You know, the New Mexico bike trip. I'd like to attempt that. The problem is, am I going to be able to get in good enough shape to do it on this bike? I don't know. Because there's the whole pain medication thing. I need it. I don't know exactly what's going on with my headaches, because that's the main thing. My chest is not so bad, but it's the headaches. The hospice people seem to think it might be brain tumor. But I went down to the emergency room complaining of the headaches, and they did a CT scan, because I was thinking that. I'm like, I'd like to see if I have a brain tumor. And they're like, nah. They did a CT scan, nothing. So I don't know. But they only give me enough pain medication for 2 weeks. So I have to complete the trip in under 2 weeks, or otherwise I'm going to be on the road someplace running out of pain medication, withdrawing, which is terrible. Not as far as feeling sick per se, because I've already done it. I got off it for a couple of days just to where I could, because the side effects were so bad. I was constipated, I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I was choking on my food, and so I wanted to get a few meals in me, you know, and it was bad. As far as feeling sick or something from the withdrawals, I barely noticed that because I was in so much pain. It was the pain, because I wasn't producing my own endorphins or dopamine anymore. And so it was way worse than it was before I got on pain medication. And I'm reading up on it, so it's going to, you get off that stuff, the pain you're suffering is going to take a while for your body to try to fight it at all. What little it can do, it's going to take a while, like a week. Started popping the pills again. But here's the thing. My sister went into the Social Security office and filled out the paperwork and talked to the people there going, hey, listen, he's not staying there for free. I'm barely making ends meet with my job and paying all my bills. And so he's coming in the house and he's adding to the financial burden, and he's getting a check. So he's paying me $300 a month to stay there. He needs his whole check, because I talked to him on the phone. They said, you get her to come in or send a letter or whatever where we can talk to her about this. We can get you your full check. So there's a chance that I might be getting all the money because they've only been giving me $600 a month. I mean, I'm grateful for that. I needed it. But a SSI check is $900 and something. I could use the whole thing. And so there's a chance that at the very least they're going to give me my whole check, which is better than nothing. But they very may well give me all the money that they kept back from me for the last 6 months. And that would be like $2,500. If they do that, I'm buying an e-bike. There's this company. I can't really afford the top of the line e-bike full price, but there's a company that buys e-bikes from bike stores, overstock factories, or bike stores that have had e-bikes in their shop for a couple of years and just never sold. And so nobody wants to buy a 2022 e-bike for $4,000. They don't. So this company buys them, makes sure everything's tip top, and sells them for like half price. I'm thinking about going through them and buying one of the. There's a couple of versions of e-bikes that have the range and the speed that would work for me. And with that, I think I could accomplish the bike tour I wanted to do in New Mexico. Go back to Roswell, go to some of the tourist traps there and film, go into Ruidoso, go to the Winter Park and ride that coaster, the mountain coaster that I've seen them on YouTube, all in Europe and in Colorado and stuff, California. I want to ride one of those mountain coasters. They look fun. It'd be good for content creation, I think. And then there's another place I'd like to go to, that pretty big, world famous tourist destination. Hold that back as a surprise. I think I could get that all done in a couple weeks before I run out of pills. It's a lot of ifs. If I can get in good enough shape, if I get that money, if I can get the right kind of bike, So if none of that happens, if all I do is get my full check, I've been living on $600 a month. So I could just keep pretending that's all I'm getting and save $300 a month. And if I'm alive this fall, I still have the kayak. It's $70 for every 3 months. That's all I can afford right now is 3-month payments. I could buy the upgrades that I need in order to be, if I'm alive this fall and any kind of healthy, I could have the water filter, because I simply, in order to be successful, I simply cannot be going into town and loading up on 80 pounds of water, like 6-7 gallons of water. I just can't do it. 100 pounds of water, can't do it. And the food, I can't do it. So I'll need a water filter, a good one. It costs like $300. That can filter the river water into something that's clean to drink and cook with. And then I could get some really good storable food that packs really nice, and doesn't rust like canned food, and it's lightweight. It's all about lightweight. I won't be bringing a bike. Maybe the additional hatches. I'd really like to buy a sail. I'd like to get where I don't have to make any effort at all, just sail down the river. But that's like $500. We'll see about that. Maybe some turbo fins instead of the regular fins, where I can go a little bit faster. But basically the water filter, a stove, a nice little stove, and the food that everything's ready. I've got everything set up to where I can get on the river and not get off of it until I'm gone as far as I want to go. I'm determined that if I'm still alive, because I'm going to get the $900 a month, that's almost for sure. And I could save the $300 a month, and I could get everything I just said. And I'm to the point now to where if I'm even alive, I'll have my sister, I'll order all the stuff I need, have it in a box, and have her drag me out to the car, drive me to the Greyhound station in town, drag me onto the bus, and if I'm half dead, because I'm not half dead yet, get to where the kayak is, set everything up, drag it down to the river, launch it, and if I only get to the first sandbar and pull up there and die on that sandbar, I'll be happy. I'm going to go if I'm alive and breathing. That's what I'm doing though. It looks pretty bad. I've lost a lot of weight. I'll try to keep you. I haven't been answering very many of my comments. Been out of it. I'm going to go through my comments and try to answer some of the comments and post some of these update videos. I'm going to be doing some artwork. I got a bunch of new art supplies, so that's going to be another video. Bike Jeff's Art Studio or whatever. But I got to have my priorities, what I want to do. I mean, I can't really afford a bunch of art supplies and supply. Like I said, if I can't do adventures, then I'll have all that money to spend on art supplies, I guess. I could do some really trippy stuff, I guess. But if I am healthy enough and get enough money, I'm going to try the bike trip. But it's going to be real expensive. Like $2,000 for the bike. And a couple hundred more for some additional gear that I need. And then I need like $1,000 to spend on the trip. Because I ain't going to be sleeping outside. We go into motel rooms, you know. But that's it. I hope you guys are all doing good, better than me. You know. Thanks for, you know, following me and keeping up on me. It's a comfort to have people watching my videos and, you know, sending me comments, positive comments. Because I got a gang of back catalog I'm going to still be uploading. I'm going to try to finish this SD card that I'm uploading now in the next couple of days, the Mississippi River kayak trip. It's pretty obvious what this is. That adventure, that playlist is going to, you know, consist of. It's me trying to do a kayak trip. That, well, I guess you'll see if you watch the whole playlist. You guys have a good day.